After a decade's wait, it turns out the Celtic Boys Club's sexual historical abuse case could be set to be finished. Welcome back to Fog Football. Up to 70% of cases have been solved this morning. 1st of April. It's not an April Fool's. This is a very serious topic here, so we're going to dive into the article over at the Daily Record. Okay, it's understood around 30 former players had launched a class action against Celtic for damages. More than 20 legal claims of historical abuse at Celtic Boys Club have been settled for a 7-figure sum. It's understood around 30 former players had launched a class action against Celtic for damages. End of quote. So around 30, and there was around 30 originally, and now more than 20. So I mean, how many's left on the table? 6, 7, 8 potentially. Now it says it's settled for a 7-figure sum. I believe that's all of them combined. But again, you know, we do this when we discuss transfers. Obviously, it's a bit of a morbid subject, but it could be 1 million, it could be 9.99. You just don't know. I think we all know someone that's got claims, maybe not in this category, but I would be shocked if it was like 1 million, because then if you divide 1 million by like 20 odd, you're not really getting an awful lot. And I think just due to the fact how long this has taken, the amount of years, I think it would have to be closer to the 10 million region than the 1 million, put it that way. Thompson solicitors said that 70% of those cases have now been settled, and that further settlements are expected in the coming weeks. Last year, Celtic had indicated it was seeking to settle the cases. In recent years, several former coaches and officials at the boys' club have been convicted of sexual offences against teenage players spanning decades. A US judge gave the go-ahead in 2023 for a US-style class action group litigation to proceed against Celtic for alleged abuses at Celtic Boys Club. The Boys Club was established as a feeder team to the senior Celtic side in 1966, and the two clubs had close ties, sharing players, officials and premises. Celtic had always insisted it wasn't responsible because the Boys Club was an entirely different organisation. End of quote. Right. Yeah, this isn't... See, this entire different organisation, let's just go down the road that it is a completely different organisation. Then why are Celtic paying the settlement fees? If they're so adamant that it's completely different, then why are they having to pay 7-figure sums to like more than 20 people, and then, you know, more? Like, why is that? You know what I mean? Like, if it's a completely different organisation, why are Celtic liable for anything that happened then? If they're denying any liability and what happened, then why do they have to pay for what happened? And this isn't me trying to be smart here. What is actually, like, what is the case there? Now, lawyers acting for the former players, however, argued that the boys' club and Celtic were intimately connected, and the senior club was ferociously liable for assaults carried out. It's understood litigation relates to historic claims of sexual assault by convicted paedophiles Jim Torbett and the founder of the boys' club and former coach Frank Kearney. Laura Connor from Thompson Solicitors said the firm's clients had wanted their voices to be heard. She said this litigation has been made far more complex and lengthy by the defender, while our clients have acted with resolute dignity throughout. End of quote. Well, what a wee bit more here. And I quote, "At long last they have achieved success and can take the compensation as confirmation that Celtic Boys Club was indeed extractably linked to Celtic Football Club." So, yeah. I think that's kind of just answered my question. I think the fact that Celtic have paid this basically confirms that they, they did it, and they're connected. So, it's not the sort of thing you want to talk about at 1 p.m. while you're walking the dog, but it's good to see justice get served in these cases, you know what I mean? And there'll be a lot of people affected by this. Families affected by this, and doesn't just have to be Celtic, it's across the world, man. Some sick fucks out there, and hope they all get brought to justice across the board. Forget about what team you support, it's no fucking right, you know what I mean? It ain't, and it's fucking sick. Some very sick individuals all deserve a bullet. If you disagree with that, then I think you might deserve one as well. That's where Fog Football's signing it, guys. The only cure for a pedophile is a bullet. So yeah.